Another technology segment that we like to hit on is around DLP CASB, and I've kind of put them both together. They've been standalone, but I think they go so well together. So beyond a mouthful of horrible acronyms, remember what CASB and DLP were?
Data loss protection or prevention. Yep. So keeping your data from going out, like your credit card information from going out of the secure environment. And then CASB integrates that with the stuff that's going into the cloud and making sure that you're not sending up your customers' credit card information or your patient's HIPAA, protected information.
Perfect. You don't need me anymore. And we're done. No, you're exactly right. So the nice thing about it is, and it has really come to light with the proliferation of bring your own device, right? Because I can't control endpoints as much anymore, and I know control sounds like I'm a control freak, and I guess I kind of am. Because from a corporate IT standpoint, right? It's corporate laptop, corporate desktop, and 15, 20 years ago, when it was a corporate desktop that sat there, not everybody had a laptop, right? Or if it was a corporate laptop, you had no control over it, right? If you had admin privileges to your laptop, you obviously bribed the IT guy because no one had admin privileges on our old Windows XP laptops, right? Well, that's great if you have full control of it. And if no one works from home, or if they do, they've got, they have to use VPN because nothing else works. They can't VPN from a non-corporate device, and there's one firewall, right? So I VPN in, I go through the firewall at corporate, and I can control all that information. That's a much easier environment to control. It still takes management and some planning, but it's a lot easier environment to control. The nice thing now is with DLP on devices, you got CASB that can be provisioned pretty quickly, is exactly that. I don't really care about the device you use so much. I care about the data, right? I care, what are you doing with it? What are you sending it to? Where is it being sent to? Where'd you get it from? And do I trust this stuff? And if you do have partners that use cloud devices, do we trust them as well? So we can actually do things, to your point, like, so I will allow you to use Dropbox with company A, but not company B. We and our financial advisors, they use Skype for Business, so we'll allow that to happen. And then we can report on, that we were sending this over to Dropbox and we're not going to use Google Drive here. Or you can also use them, we see more and more customers using them in an assessment fashion. So they'll put a CASB in place and point it, and then they'll go back and say, do you know how much shadow IT you've got in the organization? You got this, and Jen's doing this, and Kristen's got 25 gigs of Netflix over here, and we found that.
Secrets out.
So in this space, Palo Alto Networks is working in this space. The acquisition of Zero Secure that they're using for Aperture now is a CASB, and it's part and parcels. Yep. So it's an add-on subscription. So you're seeing a lot of this come together. So that's where Aperture plays in. Right? So that's the CASB that Palo Alto Networks acquired. Zero Secure. Symantec Blue Coat's in this space. Elastica. So there was a lot of splash in CASB, right? There was a whole bunch that all came out really close in the same time. And then it looked like it was going to be this standalone category for a while, and then pretty much everybody just snapped them up and bought them and integrated them. So Elastica became part of Blue Coat. Fortinet has a CASB offering that they will integrate with as well. And then we've also got pieces from RSA, works with their cloud access, used to be at Vexa. There's a bunch of others, SkyHigh, Skybox, Skyfence, Sky whatever. There's a whole bunch of them out there.
What about ForcePoint? Don't they play in this space?
They do. Yep. ForcePoint plays in that space as well. They've acquired another CASB as well. Skyfence was the one they acquired, actually. So one of the Sky ones that they acquired. So, and then ForcePoint is the old legacy WebSense. So if you weren't familiar with that, so WebSense is now ForcePoint, and so they're seeing a big move in that as well. And so their CASB plays well with their DLP product, the legacy WebSense Triton things. So they can do it either on-prem or a hybrid. So a lot of times when I say hybrid, you'll see where main corporate office has a physical device, right? So think about our office in Denver. There's a lot of us there. We have things that are on site, but if we've got a couple folks in Columbus, Ohio, a couple folks in Salt Lake City, Utah, they would probably have one that was purely in the cloud because they don't need a full device there. There's only a few of them in those locations, and so they control that. The entire policy, though, is still controlled by Arrow, so that way it propagates across the entire world. newer companies or smaller companies, startups, they'll go completely cloud, right? They'll do kind of what's called a clean pipe technology, where they basically just have a cable modem and they provision it right from the cloud. I want this firewall, I want this CASB, I want this, security policy, and then they'll wrap it and move those things purely from the cloud. So it's a good play for them.